Welcome to NFL Week 1 Props and Parlays. Winning in the Shadows gang is here. Andy, Jim, and Corbin. If it's the first time joining us, thank you. Here's what we do. We go game by game. We talk about all of our favorite player props. Every week we'll go over the weather. Doesn't look like there's any weather to worry about. We'll go over injuries that affect the player props markets. Corbin is going to give us an alt play using alt lines for those of us that have FanDuel, DraftKings. He's also going to do a same game parlay. And Jim is going to do his segment of things that suck. Um, Players and teams
You really
that
sold that
suck.
to everyone, didn't you? That's a great
Yeah.
preview.
Got the
He's already
hat on for a
pointing
reason, folks.
his home team. Just classic Jets fan. Classic Jets fan. So, all right, let's get into it. If you guys could hit the like button, really appreciate you guys joining us. Leave us a comment. Tell us who your favorite player prop is. So, again, we just get in the habit of going over weather because once we get a couple months in, it's really important. Looks like nothing of note, so we're good there. Let's go game by game, and let's start with the Bengals and the Browns. I didn't really know. The cat is out of the bag with how bad the Bengals defense is probably going to be, and some of these numbers on Flacco. I mean, they're putting 244 and a half as his passing total. It's only plus 109 on DraftKings, over 1.5 touchdown passes. That being said, I'm not taking unders. I would prefer just to go with the team total for the Browns. But Corbin, do you like any passing props in Bengals and Browns?
We all know where I'm going. It's Flacco on his pass attempts. I believe the number is 36.5. You've nailed everything I was going to say already. I think it's going to be potentially high scoring. The Bengals defense sucks, particularly through the air. We know that Flacco loves to sling it, but he has that kind of like a riskiness and not always the accuracy, which then leads to a few more attempts. It's not like he's ping, and he's near the end zone in 4 or 5. It might take him a little while. I know he played for the Browns 2 years ago, and those stats aren't wholly relevant, but he did go over this total in 4 or 5 games for them, and he has the competition of the guys behind him chomping at his heel, so he really needs to start fast this year. I really like the over 36.5 pass attempts.
And listen, it's going to be where he needs the healthiest and freshest. He's an older guy. Like you want to play him, you better play him now. So, Jim, any passing props you like in this game?
I'm with you guys. The over 1.5 on the passing touchdowns. I think you can also play the Flacco interception. I know it's juicy. He's going to throw one up. He's going to throw you a gift once a game. All right, figure out what you have to do with that. But I think it's all Flacco. I don't know about this Joe Burrow to start the season here. It's just I'm not buying into we played preseason, so now we're going to have a fast start. Rah, let's go, boys. Like, sometimes you are what you are as a coaching staff, and you're a slow starter. So I'd rather be on all the Flacco props than anything this weekend.
Receiving yards. Corbin, do you like any of these reception props?
Rinse and repeat for me. Chase Brown over 2.5 receptions. I played it most of the second half of the year, and I'm going to continue to play it this year. 9 straight to end the season, including 3 against the Browns. We've mentioned the Cleveland pass defense isn't bad, but like not awful, which might lead to a few situations where he has to check it down to Chase Brown. I think he's going to have a great year. I prefer him over 2.5 receptions in this game. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, books are there. I mean, they even tell you right here, he averaged 3.4 last year. So I agree with it. Minus 188 on DraftKings, you got to lay the juice. But
you can get a much better price. I saw it minus 140 in some places. So yeah, you
shop around
for all these lines. Always.
Yeah, we just use DraftKings as our because it's easier just to stay on this one. Jim, do you like any reception props?
Cedric Tillman over 37.5. It's Flacco. He's going to throw it. Someone's got to catch it besides Njoku. And again, the secondary for the Bengals is garbage. It's garbage. This defense for the Bengals is garbage. We'll get there later in my later segment.
Yeah, don't ruin my best bet anyway.
But the good thing about Tillman is he can get here in 2 receptions. We know Flacco likes to push the ball downfield. If Tillman breaks free, he's a big-bodied receiver. Joe Flacco likes his big-bodied receivers. I think I'd rather go the 37.5 on Tillman than the 50 on Njoku.
Okay, all right. And rushing props. Do they even give? Do they give us Joe
Yeah.
Flacco rushing?
Oh, good call.
Darn. Can I interest you in anything with Jerome Ford? Do they even have Jerome? Yeah.
Will they have carries right there?
Boy, no. Race to 20-yard. Did they take? They
Longest
took Jerome.
rush.
Huh.
Yeah, they don't have anything up at the minute.
Darn it. Well, longest rush for Jerome Ford. Once they come out, I don't know. He is the starter. He's going to get all the carries. So I might look at Jerome Ford rushing, but no lines up on DraftKings. Last thing, team totals. Yeah, give me the Browns over 20.5. This is just a fade the Bengals defense until the books catch up. Any team where it's below 21.5, I think is just an auto play until the Bengals show that their defense is.
You wanted Jerome Ford rushing, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
It's 47.5 if you want to
take it. If you're just a believer that the Bengals defense is as bad as we think it is, you have to jump on these numbers now before the books get out ahead of it. So if we're wrong on the Bengals defense, kudos to them. But this is their backups gave up over 90 points in the 3 preseason games. So moving on to the Giants and the Commanders. Passing props going to you, Corbin, first. Any thoughts?
I have very little in this game, mainly because I think the Commanders may well cruise this. I have a rushing kind of related prop. Other than that, I will be taking Commanders money line with something. So that's all I really have in that.
Jim?
Nothing passing. Nothing passing in this one.
Well, let's move to receiving. Jim, do you have anything receiving?
No.
Corbin?
No, I don't trust either quarterbacks through the air, so I only have rushing.
I'm with you. Let's do rushing props. Corbin, I'll let you go first.
Well, I've got a unique take because it isn't a player. I'm going with the Commanders' total rushing over 145. I don't think it's on DraftKings, but it's at some other books. I don't know where the runs are coming from the Commanders. There's 3 or 4 names that could get there. So instead of me trying to pick which of those names I like, I was like, let me just take the whole team. I'm expecting them to be up. The Giants have one of the I've got that they've got the 8th best pass defense and the 27th rush. But the reason they have such a good pass defense is that they had one of the least pass attempts. They had the 3rd least attempts because everyone was ahead and just ran the ball on them. So that really shows. Obviously, the Commanders played them twice last year, being in their division, went over this total with 149 and 215 total. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Commanders team total rushing over 145.
I'm with you because I kind of like this Austin Eckler over. He is listed as the starter, and here's the thing. So Corbin, the defensive front of the Giants pass rush is great. How good are they against the run? I don't know. Washington doesn't have a great offensive line. Neither does the Giants. The Giants are really, really bad. So I think the best way to combat that is to run the ball. And one of the reasons I like Eckler is the backup is a rookie. I haven't seen a ton of him. And Jim, as you know, what do you get terrified of with a rookie? And that's pass protection. And you cannot have Jaden Daniels back there getting pummeled in the first game. I think Eckler plays a lot in this game until the rookie gets in there. So I don't really foresee Chris Rodriguez doing much here, but I like Eckler over, and I like Tyrone Tracy over his rushing yards. It's up to 59.5. I would still play it. He had 66 in the one game he started against Washington. Again, bad offensive line. They're going to run, and they have his rush attempts at 13.5. That's not a huge average. 4.5, gets you over this total. I like Tyrone Tracy. I think he's underrated. I think if this guy played on, like, the Chiefs, he'd be
a weapon and a half. Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
100%. Yep.
So I believe in the talent there. So I like the 2 running backs over. I mean, Austin Eckler only 25.5 for starting running back. I know everyone thinks of him as a pass catcher, which is what he is, but man, boy, that one really, really jumps off the page to me. Jim, do you have any rushing props?
I mean, you nailed it here with the rushing. You can kind of like everything in this game.
Yeah.
I think the misnomer is that we're going to have a bunch of passing. I think this is a running game. I like Tracy over. I like Daniels over. Their strength is a pass rush. That's all the Giants' defense has. Daniels is not going to be able to sit in the pocket. He's going to escape. And if the run is there, he will take it. Austin Eckler's number is lower than Rodriguez's. Explain that to me. Well, it doesn't make sense. I think both of those numbers, 25.5 and 28.5, are attainable for both guys. If Corbin likes the over on team rushing, and we know it's not going to come from one spot, I think all three of these numbers on the Washington side are gettable.
There's actually another one. I start with Bet365. There's actually another running back that Bet365 has listed about the same number, and I just pulled up their depth chart. Krosky Merritt. I don't know if that.
He's the rookie that I would be terrified to put him out there on third down.
Yeah.
I'd be terrified to put him out there.
But even on first, that's why I'm like, you have Jaden Daniels, Chris Rodriguez, Austin Eckler, the Krosky Merritt. They even have Jeremy McNichols 9. That's 5 guys.
He's a special team. These guys are going to be playing special teams. Nichols is there for special teams.
I know, but they could still, if they came in for a run, even one run, that's still yards that's going to count to my team total in particular.
That draw play on 3rd and 20.
Yeah.
There you go.
It all counts. Yep. It all counts.
Those 8 yards make a big difference by the end of the game. They do.
All right, let's go to the Cardinals and the Saints. I don't have a whole lot in here except it's minus 155, but give me James Conner to score a touchdown. The Saints they averaged over 1 rushing touchdown per game, and when they get in close, it's James Conner time. He had 8 games with a touchdown. He just keeps on. He's the boring guy in fantasy that always ends up top 15 as a running back, and it just feels like every year it's like he's like kind of like Kyron on the Rams, where it's like, well, they got this guy behind him who's going to take his job, and then they just don't. So I like the Cardinals. I don't believe in the Saints team. I've heard a couple podcasts trying to make the case for the Saints this week as a surprise team, not buying into the Cardinals. I don't buy that. I can't find anything else. Jim, I'll go to you. Anything passing wise?
Well, look, you got to put Spencer Rattler in to throw an interception. You have to. I know it's at 2. Do we have an over-under line, or do we just have to go with the one that's minus 205?
No, you can. It's minus 205, but it's a great parlay.
You got to parlay that with something. You have to make money on Spencer Rattler being bad this year. It's that simple. And, it's nothing against the guy, but it's the truth. The team is devoid of weapons, and he's thrown out there just to try to do everything on his own. So I would go with the interception with him. I don't think you can really look at Murray because, like you said, down in the end zone, it's going to be Connor time. I agree with you on Connor. So I'd just be looking to fade Spencer Rattler here.
I actually think the Saints do have some weapons, but can Spencer Rattler get them the ball? Like, Olave's good, but he's one hit away from having a career-threatening concussion. Rashid Shaheed is good, but can Spencer Rattler throw the deep ball? Corbin, do you like any passing props?
I've only got that I like Connor anytime touchdown and the Cardinals money line. That's all I've got.
Jim, any receiving props?
So I'm really interested with Trey McBride this year. Trey McBride is a monster at tight end. Now, with Marvin Harrison Jr., do we see an uptick from him with his production this year? So this is going to be a wait and see. It's a no bet right now, but I'm going to be very interested to see where this workload goes in the passing game for Arizona, because if we start looking like we're going to get the end zone target of Trey McBride, back when he was trying to get Zach Ertz his passing touchdown totals for the year, I want to see what this tight end looks like down in the red zone. So I'll be watching that going forward.
Yeah, not a whole lot in that game. Dolphins and Colts. Corbin, I know you like some alt lines in this one, but I'll be honest, I don't know what to expect. The only thing I'm kind of leaning to is Tua over 246.5. Our secondary, I'm from Indianapolis, so when I say my Colts, our Colts, whatever, you know what I mean. He's going to be healthy. Tyreek Hill has this weird injury that has just popped up. I'm not sure if I'm totally buying it, but I think the Dolphins could sneakily be a little underrated. They had the nightmare preseason. I'm not really sure how much I buy into that. Like, the coach is, the runaway favorite to be the first one fired. I don't think my Colts are very good. I would happily take their under on their team total this week at 23.5. I don't believe in Daniel Jones-led offenses. So 2 over 246.5. And A-Chain's been battling an injury. What if this is Tua passing for 1,000,000 pass attempts? They only have him at
A-Chain's
30.
always battling injury.
Yeah, that's
Every
a good
week
point.
He is.
So Tua 33.5. Corbin, do you like anything in this game?
Well, I'll do the regular line because I've got more notes on that. Jonathan Taylor over 76.5. 5 straight he went over this quite easily. Some of them into the 80s and 90s, and even some into the hundreds. I think he got to finish the year. He's the Colts' number 1 weapon. It's to me, it's a low total. I was expecting this in the mid 80s, maybe even early 90s. Quite honestly, the Dolphins' defense looks okay on paper, but then you look at who they played last year. Their strength of schedule wasn't great. That kind of boosted a few of their stats. The morale of the team seems to be in the bin, quite honestly. So how motivated is each player to go and give their all? And then, quite simply, they have Daniel Jones at quarterback. Who feels that with confidence? You can either hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, or you can watch Daniel Jones throw it to the other team or trip over himself. I mean, to me, again, I'm stunned that this line's not in the 80s at least. So.
Jim, do you have anything in this game?
I will not sit here and stand for this Daniel Jones slander that is coming out of both of you. Look, he might be a bad quarterback, but we can make a lot of money on Daniel Jones.
Okay.
I'll take Daniel Jones over 23.5 rushing every
This
game
is a low
season.
number. You're 100%
This number
right.
is ridiculously low. We're forgetting that Daniel Jones has wheels. We're also forgetting he is the pocket presence of a 9-year-old playing Pee-wee football. He will take off and run, and Andy, get used to seeing it. All right? Get used to seeing it with your Colts. As a Giants player that I've watched forever in the tri-state area, right?
He does just take off with the first sign of
run.
Oh wait, my first read isn't there. Run.
Ridiculously low. Exactly. If the number 1 guy's not there, he looks left, he looks right, and off he goes. It's that simple. This number is way too low. And with Daniel Jones, you can get this in one scramble, man. He has the wheels to do it. Healthy,
he is good.
Back
he is
from the knee injury.
Running.
He's quick. He came in lighter than normal. I believe he's about 15, 20 pounds lighter than he's been. I think that's because he knows he's going to have to use his legs. And he's going to have to get out of bounds, not take these shots anymore. My favorite play in this game is the Daniel Jones rushing. That's my number 1.
Fair. All right, Steelers and Jets. Jim, we're obviously coming to you. I have one play that I absolutely love.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
It's probably going to be a client play. I haven't decided. What is your take on this Steelers and Jets game?
There's revenge on both sides. All we hear is that it's Rodgers' revenge game. Well, what about his teammates that hate him from the Jets?
That's a great point.
Rodgers is mad at the Jets, but the Jets are mad at Rodgers. There's a lot more bullets on one side than the other. I think both these quarterbacks are going to be giving up some turnovers this week. I think you can play both their interceptions. The fact that Rodgers is at plus money, I just don't like what I've seen from Rodgers. And look, I pull for Rodgers. I like Rodgers. I'm a Rodgers fan. Me and Corbin were talking about this, but I have watched 2 years now, 3 years, watch these preseason workouts. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse by the day. I have questions about the Steelers' offense. The Jets' defense is going to be geared up and ready to go and play for their new coach. I like turnovers in the passing game. Do you guys have anything else on passing in this game?
We all know what I'm going to do.
What?
I'm going with my heart. Rodgers, over passing touchdowns.
Oh, man.
I think he's coming back. I think he's going to be great. He's got some serious weapons. Metcalf. I think he actually could have a sneaky good year. Again, this is a very much I'm picking with my heart here, and I want to stress that.
His weapons. He's got great weapons. Yes, the vaunted Steelers offense.
What did they do with Ben Roethlisberger when he was old and could barely move?
They were terrible. They were pretty terrible. They were pretty terrible.
We'll see.
We've seen this before.
Corbin, the problem is the same players that played with Roethlisberger when he was old are playing with Rodgers this year. Cam Hayward's 107 years old.
Well, luckily I don't need Cam Hayward to catch the ball for passing touchdowns for Rodgers then.
This is going to be a fun year.
I'll quickly, because I'm doing Rodgers. I'm gonna go over his rushing. I know we're on receiving, but whilst I'm talking Rodgers, I'm going over half a yard of rushing. I think you've seen it before. He takes off for these little runs, and this game means so much to him that I could easily see him just going off for a little skip for a couple of yards. Like, I like
we're
that
gonna
more than the
revisit this
passing.
game next week. I don't want to go on a Jets tangent and take up the whole show. And
I applaud the hot takes, Corbin.
Yes.
It's going to be great because one of us is going to look great. Like
Oh, it's probably gonna.
I hope
like
it's you.
Egg on my
I hope
face,
it's you.
So.
Jim, I'm going to your boy Brees Hall at over 2.5 receptions.
Great bet.
Yeah, I don't know who's the starter exactly, but I know Brees Hall is the one that's going to be catching passes. He went over this all the time as soon as he got established as the one that catches passes. Braylon Allen, they didn't even have a Braylon Allen receptions because Brees Hall is the one that catches it. I think they're going to run a lot, but Justin Fields is probably going to be checking down a lot when he looks and there's 7 guys on Garrett Wilson because there's nobody else available at wide receiver who can get open. So I love this Brees Hall. It's minus 133, and boy, if he comes out with 4-5 catches, you're never going to see 2.5 again. So that's my favorite play in this one by far. What do you think?
Well, here's what the Jets offense wants to do this year. And Justin Fields said it. The team has said it. We're not trying for big plays. We need 8-yard completions. We got to be able to throw it 8 yards.
Especially
so
when it's 3rd and 10.
Hey, that's fine. This is what we're going to hear all year, right? They're not going to try to push the ball deep. They're just not. So when it comes to Jets games this season, I'm going to look at receptions. I'm going to look at receptions for some of these non-star players. Mason Taylor, the tight end who's supposed to be involved in most of the passing game, 2.5 receptions. Brees Hall, check down central, 2.5 receptions. Garrett Wilson's at 5.5. It's going to be hard to get there. We don't have anybody else up because we don't know who the heck else is playing for this team. So we got to take a wait-and-see approach here as far as receptions go. The rest of these guys, it is all up in the air. We have no idea. But I would go receptions in this passing game.
All right. We have anything else in this game? We're moving on.
I will go Will McDonald to get a sack.
Oh, you got a sack problem. Okay.
Yeah, Will McDonald is going to have a breakout season this year. He had 10 sacks last year. He's got Rodgers, who he knows. The Steelers' offensive line is getting older again, and we said this before when Rodgers went there. They're behind a bad offensive line. Like, if you thought the Jets' O-line was bad, now you're going to go play for the Steelers' O-line. And this is their speed rusher off the edge. I like Will McDonald to get a sack this weekend on Aaron.
Buccaneers and Falcons. I'll just tell you guys right now. I mean, we talk props on here, but to me, this 47.5 seems low. These two teams were in shootouts last year, and I'm not sure what's totally changed about it. The Falcons haven't improved their pass rush a lot. I think Penix now has a lot more experience with being the starter in the training camps. I expect points in this one, so I gotta go. Yeah, they're on a fast track, and so I'm looking at Baker to go over his passing yards. It's only 244.5. I know Godwin's not there. I know he's got a rookie, but Rashad White is still going to catch passes. Mike Evans' hamstring is healthy. I don't know how long we're going to be able to say that for this season. We like Baker to go over his passing touchdowns. You're getting a good one there. And I love this Michael Penix over to have a reception at minus 127. He threw a reception in all of his starts last year. He's going to throw for a lot of yards. I think Drake London and Darnell Mooney are going to have good years, but he will throw a couple to the other team. So Penix to have a reception will be one that I'll be concentrating on. Corbin, you like any passing props?
I think we're all on the same passing prop, and it's the Baker passing touchdowns. Rinse, repeat. I don't need to say much else. Had 3 in each of the head-to-heads, and he's got more weapons this year. Just keep going.
Jim, you like any receiving props? If we like Baker.
I wanted to look at Cade Otton. I think they have him lined a little high. I was hoping that we would get a better number as far as that goes. I don't know what the running backs are going to be in the receiving game this year. Bucky Irvin kind of took over the role by the end of the season, but, is it still just going to be all him? Are we going to have a split a split backfield. Can't bet on the rookie. Don't know there. Really interested to see what Penix does with Drake London, but I think this number's out of control at 79.5. That's a little too high for me. And we really don't know with this Bucs defense. I mean, look, it was overs for Baker because you knew that the other team was going to score points. So we got to wait and see a little bit on this secondary, see if they make any improvements and can stay any healthier than they did last year. So it's just not really nothing jumping off the board for me, just some look-aheads.
Corbin?
Nothing in receiving, only 2 rushing.
It's juicy, but give me Bucky Irving under 3.5. He only did this 3 times last year. As long as Rashad White is there, I just think that Rashad White's going to be the Austin Eckler kind of, the lightning to Bucky Irving's thunder, to steal a lame phrase. Any rushing props, Corbin, or no?
Yeah, I got 2 actually. Similar thing to the Taylor. I'm surprised Bijan's. I had it at 78.5 rushing. I think that's really low as well. Rookie quarterback, they're going to bed him in slowly. Bijan's their best weapon. The only concern is that the Bucs did have the 4th best pass rush defense. But I think the game plan has to feature around Bijan so much that I think he gets there by pure volume, quite honestly. And then the second one I was looking at was Mayfield over 13.5 rushing. It's one I'm probably not going to play. I'm probably just going to monitor. He had 42 and 11 in the 2 head-to-heads. In close games, Baker can take off and get this in 1 or 2 scrambles. He has some speed off the blocks. I quite like Baker rushing, but I don't know if I'm going to play it this week or just watch it. So,
Jim, any rushing props?
Why is Rashad 15.5? 15.5? Let's keep in mind that if it's a backwards pass behind the line, it's a rush. We know he's going to be involved in the passing game. Baker's at 13.5. This is 2 yards more than the quarterback who doesn't have designed runs for him. You're going to get at least 3 designed runs for Rashad White. I think this number is just a total overreaction. It's a total overreaction. I am going to look to target these low numbers all season. We're going to have to get them early because who knows where they're going to take off to. But when I see a number like 15.5 and a guy who's going to get that many snaps in the offense, I'm taking it.
All right, we move on to the Panthers and the Jaguars. There's really only one play in this entire game that I really like, and I'm going to do it to myself again. I'm going to have faith in Trevor Lawrence to throw over 1.5 touchdown passes. This guy's the king of throwing one early and then not having one for the rest of the game. You're like, how? It's 6 minutes in, we had one. How did he end up on one? This Panthers secondary it's got no depth whatsoever. They've got like a guy and then a bunch of nobodies. And I think this is, what do we know about the running game of the Jaguars? We know that a couple guys were on trading blocks. I know what the depth chart says, but I'm not really sure if I believe a whole lot of that. Travis Etienne can catch. We know Brian Thomas is a stud. So minus 114. We're talking about this sucks. This Panthers secondary is awful. They are really, really bad. I think they're in shootout, so I'll take Trevor Lawrence over 1.5 passing touchdowns. One of my favorite plays this week, and I'm ready to have my heart broken again. Corbin, what do you like in this game?
Absolutely nothing.
That's probably a smart way to go about it, to be honest, Jim.
Well, I'll add to your point in that they traded for Tim Patrick. So what does that tell you as well? They know they're going to be passing. They know they're going to be passing. So, yeah, I agree with you on that, but I will not be betting anything on that one, no.
They don't even have – is he hurt? Why don't we have Patrick? Oh, well. All right, we move on. Yeah, Panthers and Jags. That's a tough one. By the way, Jags, sneaky survivor pool pick this week. I've got a bunch of entries in Bet Online, and I'm going to use a couple of them on Jacksonville because I think Carolina's bad. This game I have absolutely nothing in. Raiders at Patriots. Corbin, do you have anything?
Let me go to I do. I have Hunter Henry 3+ receptions. This is one of my favorite. This almost made my best bet. 9 of 11 to finish the year. Raiders defense is kind of middle of the pack. I think the Patriots offense gained momentum and speed throughout the year. Drake May big fan of him. I trust him. I think he's going to have a big year. And we remember that Hunter Henry's probably hit one of, if not the favorite target. I really don't think Stephon Diggs is going to change that a whole lot, to be honest. He might halfway to the end of the year once he gets more comfortable. But I think, particularly off the bat, I'm just going to keep riding Hunter Henry at his receptions.
Jim?
I'm right with as my favorite play as well, Corbin. Moving on.
Yeah, a lot of these lines have just been. I mean, what are we going to tell you? That Ashton Genty's going to run for a lot. Like, I think the books have kind of.
There's so much change in that Raiders team that I really don't feel like you can make a bet on anything because you just don't know. You don't know which way it's going to go with anything.
I agree. Let's move on.
What do you guys feel about the Drake May passing touchdowns? Because that was something that we looked at last year.
I just kind of want to see it.
Enough meat on the bone yet? We got to see.
No,
it first, right?
I don't know. They love Travion Henderson, but is he going to be running the ball into the end zone, or how many touchdowns are they realistically going to score? And I'm with Corbin that it just feels like there's a lot of unknowns in that game. So we got plenty of other games where there's stuff to go over. So the Broncos and the Titans. This is the it's in every tease. It's in every survivor pool. It has all the makings of a complete bloodbath where everyone's high on the Broncos, and it feels like this game is the one that just stinks every single year it happens. Jim, I'll go to you. Do you like anything in Broncos Titans?
I am doing a full and complete pass on this game.
Okay.
For the reasons you just mentioned. There's way too much investment in this game, so I don't trust a damn line in it. I am out. I will see you next week, Titans and Broncos.
I can go then if you want.
Go ahead, Corbin.
I love Bo Nix not to throw an interception. Titans only had 11 interceptions for their defense in the whole year. First game of the season, I think they're going to protect the ball. I think they're going to build. It's only his second season in the league. They have a smart coach. The last thing he wants is to destroy Bo Nix's confidence by throwing interceptions in the first game. I'm expecting a fair bit of running from the Broncos. And they have the least attempted passes against and one of the most rushing. He 10-7, he didn't have an interception. So it's one that I feel like you can have a good success with. Then my next two are rushing. If I don't know if you have anything before I get to those.
No, go ahead.
I'm going to go to Bo Nix over 18.5 rushing as well. It's weird. Again, this is one I'll probably watch more than play, but he went over in 3 of the first 4. Then the middle kind of period, he didn't really go over, particularly a couple of spots. And then right at the end, he was quite productive again, which kind of, it's like what changed in the middle? What did they discover at the start or end? I think the Titans are fragile to the run, so I think Bo Nix could quite easily get there. Again, it's one I'm probably going to watch. And then I'm going to shout out TPA from the Discord. He was quite keen on this one. It's Cam Ward over his 12.5 rushing. All it takes is a few misreads. Obviously, it's his debut. A little bit of panic.
And some blown blocking assignments from one of the top 3 defenses in the league.
Nick Benito running free off the edge.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
which we will see.
Yeah. He thinks the wide receivers aren't going to get open, so he's going to have to run. He was telling me in college he had half the amount. I'm comparing him to Spencer Rattler here. He had half the amount of runs and double the amount of yards. Again, I don't like playing the maths kind of side of it, but Rattler had 5 runs for 34 at the end of last season against the Broncos. It's a really small number, 12.5. And again, all these kind of factors, I think he could get there in a couple of runs. So I quite liked that play. So
I'm kind of hoping the Titans get smashed because I actually think Calvin Ridley could have a sneaky good year with Cameron. Just because what else is there? How many other weapons can you really, truly trust from the Titans? I think we might get some good numbers on Calvin Ridley, but that's certainly for next week's Titans, not this week's Titans. 49ers and Seahawks, Christian McCaffrey, calf injury. Where have we heard that?
He never gets injured. How could we?
I can't believe I talked about the under on the season. It's not even week 1 and he's hurt yet. I don't know. I'm kicking myself. That was our long-term investment for the year that would have paid easy.
They have props out for him. This terrifies me. terrifies me that Christian McCaffrey's got 70 yards. Oh,
What's
man.
his rushing and receiving?
His rushing and receiving.
Oh, no, there it is.
105 and a half. Man.
Give me the under.
Yeah, that seems like a lot for a guy who's coming off of the season that he had. They traded for Brian Robinson Jr. I was hoping to get Brian Robinson Jr. props, but they're not going to put those up. All right, Corbin, any other thoughts besides McCaffrey?
I have 3 thoughts in this game. I'll fire off all of them as quick as I can. Yep. Purdy over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Again, I don't know if this is the spot to play it, but it's one that I'm going to watch. Hard to know the game plan with or without Christian McCaffrey. I feel like that's going to have such an impact that if he gets ruled out, it's probably going to go in my favor. If he plays the whole game, he could quite easily just have one. George Kittle is a name that I want to watch over 62.5 receiving or 4.5 receptions. He was a strong target for Purdy and finished the season well. Again, there's not many options now in that room that I kind of like George Kittle to have a good year. Again, whether this is the spot, it's kind of hard without the McCaffrey. But my favorite one is Jawan Jennings over 50.5. And he went over in the last 3 and 7 of the last 9. A couple of those just over, but was quite close. Against the Seahawks, he had a 10 reception game for 91 yards. I mentioned not many options. He does have a slight injury concern, so are they going to ease him back? Or again, I think they might fire him straight back in there because of who else have they got. But my actual favorite reason for this is that they added incentives into his contract. I don't know if you guys saw, they just gave him a new contract, and the only thing they changed was they added more incentives. That to me screams that he wants this and he's going to go for them even more. I don't know what those incentives are, but it's going to have to be receptions or passing yards. So that extra little feel-good factor, I think, is going to help throughout the year.
See, he's interesting because they kept saying, oh, he's got a calf injury and a calf injury, and then they signed the contract, and it was like, well, are they making that up? Yeah. Or does he actually have an injury, or was that just, like, nonsense? So, I'll tell you one I like. I like this Zach Charbonnet over 10.5 on his receiving.
Going there.
Yeah, I mean, listen to this guy's receiving 29, 31, 16, 39, 19, 15, -5. 20, 25, 2, 13, 59, 12. Like, where did they come up with this number? There was Kenneth Walker was rumored to be hurt through a lot of training camp. They love Charbonnet there. And Kenneth Walker, not the most durable guy in the world. So this one, this is another classic. You only need one to go. But, you know, he's getting plenty of targets when he plays. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. Moving on.
I will say real quick, Sam Darnold is about to realize what it's like to play with a team without Justin Jefferson and all those guys. So
he's got Jackson Smith and Chigba.
I know what he's got.
Who's not quite Justin Jefferson. Jefferson.
Sam had a great season, but you still saw the skittishness that you saw with the Jets when things got tough. So I'd be looking at Nick Bosa this weekend. I'd be looking at the pass rush for the Niners. I think they're going to get there, and Sam to get a turnover. He will throw it up there if he's going down still. He's proven it.
Yeah.
Corbin, Lions and Packers, you have a same-game parlay in this one that you'll go over at the end. Anything you like besides that in this game?
Yeah, again, I've got 3 props. I'll quickly go. Jordan Love not to throw an interception. Ended the year with 7 straight. He's another one. I probably will play him every single game not to throw an interception. In the 2 head-to-heads, he had 1 in each. But again, I think we're going to run the ball a whole lot this year. I don't know how much. I think Love's still going to throw it, but it's not like he's going to start having 300 passing yard games, I don't think. I think leads nicely onto my next bit. I think Jacobs is going to get a ton of work. So his rush attempts at 17.5. It's probably a tad high for me to play it, but I'm expecting a ton of work from him. I'm probably going to, again, consider playing him to have a touchdown in every game, just because I think he's really our only running threat. I don't think the backups are any good at all. It's all Jacobs or nothing for me. And we know in these kind of big games that LaFleur likes to kill the clock, control the game and the ball. I could see Jacobs getting into the 20s for carries for this game. I couldn't work out whether I wanted to go yards or rush attempts here because 2 head-to-heads last year he had 13 and 18 rush attempts. for 95 and 66. Hence why, again, I don't think I've used it, but he would be a good alt line that you could probably use. The Lions have one of the best rush defenses, but again, they face one of the least rushing attempts. So that's always going to help your number because the Lions were always ahead. And then again, I say it every game the Packers are involved with, the rush defense, I think, is still going to suck. I don't think Micah Parsons is particularly going to change that. Our stats look good, but again, it's all to do with the teams we face and the attempts they face. But I couldn't pick one of the guys to rush this week. So we'll see what we did in the same game parlay. But I also like the Lions over 123 team total for the rushing. They had 111 and 124. So it's right around that total. Hence why we'll see in a minute what I've gone for the same game parlay, which I think is safer. But they're my three favorite looks.
Jim?
I'm always going to side. I'm going to watch David Montgomery. All the rage has been Gibbs. Gibbs. And here's Montgomery.
Next thing you know, it's plus 155 to score a touchdown.
That's exactly where I was going with it.
If it's at the 1 or the 2 yard line, it's him running it in.
It's Montgomery. How many years do we have to see this before we figure it out?
Some of us have figured it out. Some of us figured it out.
When the game is on the line and it's nitty-gritty time, Dan Campbell trusts David Montgomery to get the tough yardage.
And we know they're going to go for it on 4th down quite often. That's just an extra down that goes in Montgomery's favor.
Also, whoever has a good first half, bet the other guy at halftime. At the end of the game, that stat line is always
it's a great point.
Pretty darn even.
We made a great killing last year. So they played Montgomery for the first series or the second series. And every time Gibbs is I can't remember the lines, but say Gibbs was at 60 yards rushing, it'd be down to like 50 or 48 after that first series or two. And you can just take the over and it's like a complete different game plan. They switch Gibbs in and it's like off we go again. So
they're both getting 10 plus touches a game. So you take the better number of the two and hope that your guy has the better game. But I love Montgomery over Gibbs.
He's what did they've rushed for 56 touchdowns the last 2 years, something like completely insane. So I think this one is sneaky, Corbin. Your guy's actually starting the year off healthy. I like Jordan Love over 4.5 on his longest rush. This is insanely low. I mean, you can't go back to last year because he was literally hurt in the first game, and then he got just kept getting hurt. But even then, he had a 12-yard, a 6-yard, a 13-yard, a 4-yard, a 6-yard on with 3 injuries to the legs. So when he scrambles, he's athletic enough when he's healthy. I think this one is a solid play. Yeah. Let's see real quick, guys. We do have our NFL Week 1 props pack that is up and includes all plays Friday, Sunday, Monday, every single game, all plays, all percentages. We only had our one play on Thursday. That was Jalen Hurts score a touchdown. There's another rinse and repeat type of play that you just kind of play every single week. So all props are included. We have our 4% college best bet that is up. That goes off Saturday evening. So if you're watching before that, grab that one. And we have a 5% UFC best bet that goes off in the UFC Paris card. That is tomorrow afternoon. We've been running well, 4-3 this week, looking to extend our winning ways. Had a couple winning weeks in a row, so pretty excited for this week. But NFL Week 1 props back, hell of a deal. One price, you get every single prop that we have up. Let's go back to a couple games here. Texans and Rams. I do not know what to make of this Rams team. Besides, I just always think that Kyren Williams is completely underrated. I'll take Kyren over 67.5. He's one of these guys that every single year it's like, well, it's Blake Corum. I was like, is it? then Kyren gets a million carries. And so I was trying to figure out 16.5, 67.5. I think I'm going to go with the yardage here. Stafford, I have no idea what his health is. I get the feeling. It's like, well, did he sit out because they said his back hurt or is his back really hurt? I'm going to side with I think his back's really hurt. So Kyren gets a lot of work. Give me over 67.5. Jim, you like anything in this game?
Kyren anytime touchdown. Just set it and forget it.
He's another good one. Yeah, what does he get?
Forget it for the season.
-135, not
Totally
bad.
playable. If you give me that line every week, I'm playing it every week.
Corbin?
Nothing from me.
All right, we move on to the Ravens and the Bills. Big game. Jim, I'll let you go first here. A lot of potential props here. What do you think?
There's one guy that I feel like a lot of people have forgot about, and it's not Jamar Jackson. It's not Josh Allen. It's
Jamar.
Mr. James Cook.
Oh,
Did I
yeah,
say
yeah,
Jamar?
yeah.
I meant Lamar.
Jamar Jackson.
Mr.
You're
James
right.
Cook. The offense goes through James Cook. I know the Ravens have a good defense, but you can go James Cook anytime touchdown. And you guys know if you followed us, I loved the James Cook rushing and receiving. Just take the receiving, because he's going to have these games where he takes a screen pass for 20. He's going to take an out route, break a tackle, and go for 30. So, look, 71.5 rushing and receiving yards. I think this is way low. When we saw this number last year, we jumped at it. And I know it's the Ravens, but these teams know each other. They know how to get open against the Ravens defense. Nothing has changed. Same coaching staff. I am a big fan of James Cook opening weekend.
Corbin, you like anything in this game?
I have wrote some notes, but I'm going to go against my notes for a reason I will tell you in a minute. The first one I do believe in is the greedy Josh Allen will get a touchdown. And
I love this take that Josh Allen is greedy.
so greedy. He'll
forgot
take it off
about this.
anyone who just like waltzes in there and he's like, "Look at me, I'm the guy. I've run half a yard." So these are the two notes that I like that play. The next two I wrote, but I'm going to also talk myself off in a weird way. Josh Allen over 32.5 rushing. I normally tend to say that I like this in the big games because he always steps up and runs, but he just, as I look at it as season as a whole, he's too inconsistent with his rushing stats. So he had 5 rushes for 21 yards in the head-to-head. Now, that was a blowout, but it's like there's so many factors that Josh Allen cannot be bothered, it seems, some weeks to run, and then other weeks he explodes. So that's why I might talk about it, but I'm never going to play that the whole season, no matter how much I like it. And then the other one I talked myself off was Justice Hill over 7.5 rushing. Again, he's one that I feel like I might come back to. He had 4 for 18 in the head-to-head. 4 of the first 5 last season he went over. I feel like they're going to have to give Henry a break. But again, it's like no matter how many times I feel like I trust Justice Hill, it's like, oh, he comes in and he doesn't run, or he comes in and he gets one run for 4 yards. It's like it's another one that to me sounds good on paper, and I have the reasoning, but I'm not going to play it at all this year.
I think the Bills are in real trouble in their secondary. So as good as Derrick Henry is, and as good on the ground as Lamar is, I will take Lamar Jackson to have over 1.5 passing touchdowns. This is a very smart coaching staff. This is a huge game. They're going to attack where the Bills are vulnerable, and you just can't ignore these injuries here. Receiving yards, Zay Flowers at 57.5, absolutely. Yeah, I think you could go for a big one. I wanted to do something with Rashad Bateman, but the books are on to it. 39.5 is a huge number. Yeah,
That's
Rashad Bateman can absolutely go for a long one. What is his long one? What is his
longest? I didn't look
18.5. Yeah, I think that's probably good.
Perfect.
I think that's probably good.
The real question is, do we believe DeAndre Hopkins has anything left?
No.
I don't. I don't.
Is this an Odell Beckham signing like a few years back with the Ravens, where you're going to see
he might pop up with a
targets for
touchdown
20
every now and
yards?
then? Yeah.
I mean, they have.
Look at the line. So
Yeah, I mean, his longest reception is 12.5. His over/under is 15.5.
Yeah, exactly.
if he sees 2 passes, again, these low numbers.
Yeah.
Man, 15.5 is. We all could get 15 receiving. We might be dead.
Yeah, we can fight for
but
the extra yardage.
15's not a lot.
Shout out to Ariel, prop queen. She's a Baltimore Ravens fan. She says, don't be surprised if they do whatever they can to get Mark Andrews a touchdown after the poor guy basically single-handedly lost him the game last year. So I thought that was interesting that they might try to get Andrews a touchdown early. So thought that was a good take. Good take. Final game, and then final game. We're going to Monday night. Here's a lot of unknowns. The Vikings at the Bears. I'll go first. My only take in this one is I think we're really, really underestimating how much work DeAndre Swift is going to get. I thought that Roschon Johnson was going to. I thought there was going to be some competition for him, and it just looks like there really isn't. So I know this Minnesota Vikings defense is really, really good, but just by sheer volume, I think he's going to get there, and I'll take the 13.5 on his rush attempts. So, I mean, the only other guy they have listed for running is Caleb Williams. So, I was bummed we didn't get a Jordan Mason rush attempts, but I do like Jordan Mason over 40.5 on the rushing yards. To me, that says a lot that Aaron Jones is 51.5 and Jordan Mason is 40. So, I think we're getting told a story here that Jordan Mason is going to get a lot of work. Corbin, going to you. Anything in this game you like?
I like Aaron Jones for a couple of things. I like him over 2.5 receptions. He went over this in 6 of the last 7. But again, that doesn't mean a whole lot with a different quarterback. So you kind of have to wait and see. And then I was like, I kind of like his receiving. And again, for the same reason, I haven't played it. If I had to go anything, it's the rushing and receiving. There's one thing I know for sure, and it's that I know that Aaron Jones loves playing against these Chicago Bears. Last year had 106 and 86 rushing alone yards against them, and about 20 receiving in each of those in the head-to-heads. 5th worst rush defense. Rookie quarterback checking it down to him. I think Aaron Jones is going to have another big game.
73.5 there on DraftKings right now. Jim, do you like anything in this game?
Well, I'm wondering if Caleb Williams is going to learn anything from last year to this year because we got to watch Cole Kmet just run free down the center of the field, and Caleb Williams take sacks and check it down. And now he has a very legitimate weapon in Colston Loveland, who is an athletic tight end. So this game's going to tell us a lot of where he is at in his progression in his career. The number on Loveland, I think, is a little high for a rookie at 31. That being said, if he did learn anything, you got to look for your tight end when you're scrambling. You got to look for the big body receiver. You can't just toss it up to DJ Moore and Rome Odunze on the outside. The openings against the blitz are in the center of the field. Which team blitzed the most last year? That's right, it was these Vikings. So if we learned anything from last year to this year and the butt kickings that he took, is that against the blitz, you need to get rid of that ball quickly. And I'd keep an eye on Colston Loveland. Let's see what his usage is going to be in here. I think 31's a little high, but look, if he gets 4 catches, that is most certainly in grasp. He's lined at 3.5, so.
3.5 is pretty big. It's juiced to the under, but 4 receptions for a rookie tight end seems like quite a bit. And then I'm not a believer in Rome Odunze. I plus 126. You can talk me into this under 3.5. The reports are Odunze and Caleb on the same page. Are they? I don't know. I wonder if Odunze is just not quite there. If he could, I could see him going 2 for like 60. But I just don't see him as the volume guy. So maybe under 3.5 would be a way to look at that one. Anything else in this game, guys?
Nope.
All right, Corbin. Walk us through here. Let's do an alt universe. These are all these are alt lines. So walk us through how you got to this one.
Yes. Basically, they're all the pieces that I mentioned along the way that I like the most with some buffer lines, really. First one, Jonathan Taylor to 50-plus rushing yards at minus 550. Again, 7 of his last 8. This feels like a steal. I liked him to get into the 80s into the rushing yards, so 50 gives me a whole lot of wiggle room. Hunter Henry, 15 of 16, went over this 2+ receptions. Again, just going to rinse and repeat. That is an alt piece that I will use probably every single week. And then James Conner, 50-plus rushing over in every game that he at least had 10 rush attempts. Again, I'm expecting them to be up in this game. I think they're going to be running the ball. I think he's easily going to get the volume to get there. So,
all right. Then let's go to a same game parlay. To the surprise of nobody that has watched us before, you're going to the Lions and the Packers. I could have picked this one.
Yeah, this feels like a very traditional Corbin kind of same game parlay. I think I must have used this in at least half of the shows last year, and we're gonna continue with it. So we're going with Montgomery 25 plus rushing, Gibbs 40 plus rushing, and Lions to be within 10.5. Quite honestly, you could add an extra piece to this. You could add Jacobs 40 or 50 plus rushing, or you could add the Cardinals plus 7.5, just something to bring it down slightly from minus 170. But I mentioned that I think our rush defense, I think it might improve slightly. I don't think it's going to improve enough to stop either of these guys going for these kind of totals. I prefer Montgomery at the lower total just because he's more of the power back, whereas Gibbs has the more speed to break off the bigger runs. I think they could both go for 40 plus, but I have more faith in Gibbs week to week to use his speed to get there. So I'm probably, again, they're two pieces. The Montgomery and Gibbs alt rushing is probably pieces that I will use every single week going forward. And then I think the game's going to be close. I don't know why the Lions are such a underdog to us, and like everyone feels like everyone thinks the Packers are just going to win this quite easily from the bits that I've watched and read. And I'm just maybe it's the cynical in me, but I don't believe we're just going to run away with this. So I think the Lions can easily stay within 10.5. So
it's so funny that the three of us absolutely despise our own teams. The three of us absolutely have no faith in any of our teams. It's
Corbin, you have more faith in Aaron Rodgers than you do your Packers.
Yeah,
okay. I have faith in my team. Okay, I think they are going to win. I don't think they're going to cover 10.5, and I'm very well aware that they cannot stop the run. That doesn't. They might stop the pass, and they could hold them to 100 passing yards. I don't care as long as the rushing gets there. So.
That's great. That's great. Jim's a disgruntled Jets fan. I've got two running quarterbacks in a passing league fighting for the starting role. Corbin's got a sieve for a pass defense.
At least wonderful. You have two running quarterbacks. We only have one. We don't even have a backup.
We have a guy the Giants didn't want. I'll repeat that. It wasn't good enough for the Giants. We'll take him. So, all right, guys. One more time, just remind everybody, if you want to jump on board the props back, these are all the props that we play with our own money. So you'll get all the official plays. We've got several plays up in the Friday night game, but loaded card for Sunday and including plays for Monday Night Football. So grab this for the game start on Sunday. We try and wait until the numbers are really hammered in with the props. You want to be careful with props. We say this all the time. Getting out in front of the number sounds great when you're doing spreads and totals. With props, it's actually a bad idea because it's the number one way you'll get banned from the book. So we try and get out early, but we're really going to wait until some of these numbers are really hammered home, and then we look where we can take advantage. So 1-0 on Thursday night, so we're looking forward to continuing that momentum. 5% UFC best bet is up. 4% college total is up. Thanks so much for joining us, Jim, Corbin. Nice job, and we'll be back next week with more props and parlays. Good luck on week one, everyone. Take care, and don't forget to hit the like button and leave us a comment. Tell us what your favorite player prop is. Good luck week one. See you guys later. Bye.
Good luck.